Thank you. I'm so happy to be here today, surrounded by so much love and support. It warms my heart to know that Empty Cradle is here for all of us who have experienced pregnancy loss and infant loss. I found Empty Cradle when searching online for an organization that helped women like me. You see, I had my first miscarriage at the age of 26. Since then, I've had 4 more. For a very long time, I felt broken and alone in my sadness. I was scared and ashamed to share my story of loss. So when I found Empty Cradle, I reached out and went to my first support meeting. It was a wonderful experience. I arrived and was embraced warmly by everyone. It was the first time I was in a room full of people that understood exactly what I'd been through. I can't tell you how much that meant to me. Attending that meeting gave me the confidence to talk about my miscarriages more freely. As a part of my newfound confidence, I wrote a piece about my 4th miscarriage called "I Am More Than My Miscarriages," and I would like to share it with you today. Women aren't broken if they can't have children. I felt as if someone had raided my body, pummeled my heart until it bled and broke. It hurt to breathe, it hurt to think, it hurt to live. I couldn't fathom what just happened mere hours ago. There had been a living being inside of me. I'd heard her heartbeat, I'd seen her on the ultrasound, I'd even felt her kick as she shuffled within my womb. I'd fantasized about her beautiful bright eyes, her smile, her quarter, the way she would feel in my arms when I felt her for the first time. The incredible and sacred mission of raising her. The notion of having a child after trying so hard was both nerve-wracking and exhilarating. Every time I traced my hands across my belly, an indescribable wave of compassion and delight and longing flooded my body, warming me with the certainty that I do everything in my power to ensure a good life for her. And now there was emptiness, loss, anger, sadness, and despair. Hydrocephalus is what my doctor explained to me that my baby had. The excess fluid in the brain can raise the pressure of the skull, which squashes the surrounding brain tissue. This can cause the head to steadily grow in size, convulsions, brain damage, even death. He strongly advised us to medically terminate the pregnancy. I felt I had no choice, so I did. I caressed my belly as if my hands could magically conjure her back inside, back to life, back to how we were paired up so perfectly for the past 19 weeks. As a woman and an individual, however, statistics did nothing to comfort me in my time of darkness. I stayed in the hospital overnight, my pillow clutched to my face to muffle my moans as I grieved. The hospital staff did everything they could to comfort me, bringing me a card with my dead child's footprints. That did nothing to stem my tears. For that hospital, I was one more statistic. 10 to 25% of all clinically recognized pregnancies end in miscarriage. I was part of the unlucky 1% that suffered 3 or more consecutive miscarriages in their first trimester. With 3 prior miscarriages under my belt, my risk for another miscarriage was 43%. Another statistic that would come true for me a few months later. So I felt, why is this happening? What did I do to deserve this? How can I possibly cope? I hated God for punishing me. I felt my body betrayed me. My mother had 9 children naturally without even trying, and I couldn't have just one. I wept a river that night, unable to come to terms with the reality. The grief of losing a child, no matter the age, no matter the cause, cannot be contained in words. When an unborn child dies within you, usually without a defined reason, a piece of you seems to die with them. What you face in the wake of their absence is unique to you. There is no right or rational way to cope with a miscarriage, and nobody deserves to tell you otherwise. The pain is real and raw. The physical loss and emotional loss will scar you. A miscarriage jars you from delight to devastation in no time. The sense of emptiness and helplessness consumes you, and this may be the most frightening thing of all. Humans are hardwired to instinctively fear what they cannot control, and miscarriages are just that, uncontrollable. We must give ourselves times to grieve, accept, and heal from our loss. Therapy may be necessary. I know it was for me. In my journey, amidst the nightmare of it all, I was lucky to have an incredible, supportive partner by my side who respected my needs, my feelings, and loved me for all that I was. My family and friends were there for me to comfort when I needed them. Each miscarriage taught me how strong I can be, how strong I am. And you too are strong because you are here today. You decided not to suffer in silence. We all have our own journey, and for some of us, that means continuing on to have our rainbow babies. For some, they choose a different path. Always own your experience and tell your story, because by telling your story, you could help someone. Most people don't talk about miscarriages, and they should, because it happens to so many of us. I am so happy to be here today, and I want you to remember that you are more than your loss and your miscarriages. No matter what, I am a mother of 5, and they will always be with me because they live in my heart. Thank you.